So let's look at one more big example. So as we have already mentioned, languages like English or Bangla or Spanish, they are insanely complex, and you cannot even hope to formalize those languages using a context-free grammar. But in this example, we have a simplified version of the English language, very simplified version of the English language, and this is the grammar for that. It's a little big, don't worry. The notations are a little different here. This is the set of terminals, this is the set of variables, this is the start symbol, this is the set of production rules. The order is a little different than what we saw, but I hope that will not bother you. Anyway, so this is our rules. You don't need to memorize them or anything. This is just an example to show how things can work so that you can create your own versions of grammars yourself. All right, so let's create a sentence. So this is our grammar. The start variable can be replaced by this production rule. What it is saying is a sentence can be consist of a noun phrase and a verb phrase. All right, so this is the design. A sentence will have a noun phrase followed by a verb phrase. All right, now a noun phrase will have a I don't know what is the determinant, this, that, a, the, things like that, followed by a nom, which will produce one or more nouns. All right, so this part is producing the determinant the and the noun man, the man. And the verbal phrase here is going to produce, the verbal phrase is going to use this variable, this production rule, which is producing a verb followed by another noun phrase. So the verb is read and the noun phrase is again this book. So the sentence we are getting is that the man read this book. As you can see, this is not really grammatically correct. Well, if read is in past form, it is grammatically correct, but as you can see, this very childish grammar here can produce some form of English language. And these are very basic concepts of what that is used in natural language processing or NLP. If you follow that route in your academic career, you will see these things more. Anyway, so with that done, let's talk about what are the things that CFGs cannot do. Well, a context-free grammar are unaware of the context, as their name suggests. So if you look at one of the production rules from our earlier example, from our last example, you can see that the s variable produces a noun phrase and a verb phrase. Once that has been done, there will be no more communication between these two portions of the parse tree or the derivation. If you go back to this example of parse tree, this part of the tree has no idea what is happening in this part of the tree. So it does not know about the context it is in, which means this noun phrase is at the start of the sentence, but this noun phrase is at the end of the sentence. But they don't know that. They don't know the context it is in. All right, so if we move on, again, this grammar that we just saw can also produce sentences that are completely nonsensical and makes no sense, because the noun phrase portion that produced this book man doesn't know that it doesn't go with this part of the sentence, and the noun phrase part that produces that flight has no idea what is the subject of this sentence or the object of this sentence or whatever. So basically this part has no idea what is happening elsewhere, this part has no idea what is happening elsewhere. Even in the middle of this part, this book does not know that there is a man in here. So as you can see, this grammar is also going to produce a lot of useless and stupid sentences, which means nothing. So context-free grammars does not have any idea of the context, and the subparts of the tree does not know how to communicate between them. For that, we have context-sensitive grammar, which is a little more powerful than context-free grammars. Just like context-free grammar is a little more powerful than regular languages or regular expressions. Anyway, as a consequence of that, we did mention that context-free grammars can maintain some form of memories. They can store some form of memories, but that is still limited. A CFG can match two things, just like we saw in the example. We are matching the number of 0 and 1, or we are matching the number of 1 and 2. Both cases, we are matching two things, the number of 1 with 0 or the number of 1 with 2. But it cannot match any more than that. If I change the grammar to something like where the number of 0, 1 and 2 all has to be same, we are matching three things, and the context-free grammar is not going to be able to do that. Alright, so that's pretty much a good summary. I hope by now we have a pretty decent understanding of context-free grammars and context-free languages and how they work. Now you have to do some practices on your own, and of course in the following weeks you are going to learn about some more stuff, something like as we mentioned, push-down automata. You are going to learn about the push-down automata and whether or not a string can be generated using a context-free grammar, or how to convert a context-free grammar into a standard form, those stuff. All right, we have 2 more weeks remaining approximately. So good luck with that. You are not going to see me again in this course. I think so, during your videos. So good luck. It was a pleasure teaching you, and thank you. All right, take care.